for some reason, the way we think, the way we operate on offense is if it ain't broke, fix it. I don't know. Makes sense to some people, not necessarily myself. What up, baby? It's your boy, the ATX Sooner, back with another episode of What the Wednesdays, man. We go over what we learned, what we can fix, what we did positive, what I overreacted to in the recap video. That's what this is about. And honestly, this is gonna be a short one because I didn't overreact to anything, because if we put garbage film on that field last week, that's not something I overreacted to. So I ain't got no overreactions. What we learned, this is where it'll slow down a little bit. So what we learned, okay? We learned that the offensive mentality, whether it's the play calling, whether it's whatever the case may be, we learned that for some reason, the way we think, the way we operate on offense is if it ain't broke, fix it. I don't know. Makes sense to some people, not necessarily myself. I mean, when I see that we have our running backs is starting to show up and really do their thing, I don't see why we really need to put the ball in DG's hands or Jackson Arnold's hands to make the play. Like, let the running backs do their thing because they're doing their thing. I don't know. And that's a part of something we need to fix, because what we need to fix the consistency, man. Like, on offense, we got to have some type of consistency in order to build some type of identity. And I say this all the time. I know I say it gets old. I'm a broken record, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. We got to figure this out. And honestly, it's too late to figure it out at this point. At this point, we just got to hope that we go into next year, go into the SEC with an offensive identity that we can stick to game by game, to where teams might even be able to game plan for us and be like, hey, this is a running team. This team is going to ground and pound the ball. There's nothing wrong with that, because guess what? If you're better than anybody else, it's going to work either way. And then once you run the ball, it's going to open up the lanes for the passing game. We all know this. This isn't new information. But man, it's just, not saying that this is a wasted year, because I mean, we'll go into that with the positives, why I don't think this is a wasted year. But when it comes to just offensively, and us Oklahoma fans, we're spoiled. We're spoiled offensively. I am. I mean, we're used to having, and we still have a top 10 offense. Like, we're not lacking numbers wise or stats wise when it comes to the offense, but when you're watching the game, it just says such a different story. So, and I think that's because you have a lack of consistency. And granted, we have been slowing down. I like the whole, the pace of the offense at the moment. From the last 2 games at least, we've actually slowed down, dialed it back a little bit. And that gives our running backs time to stay in the game. That just gives our defense time to be out of the game. Like, I mean, it looks good when we slow it down. At this point now, we just got to get the whole run the ball on first down, please. I mean, maybe I'm old school and I'm only 29, but maybe I'm old school. Because either way it goes, I might be 29, but when I played defense, when I played offense, when I played football, it was a different game than it is now. We was hitting out there. Has nothing to do with anything. I am a firm believer on ground and pound. Like, run the ball. First down, unless, obviously, we ain't trying to make this thing just every first down run the ball. But I'd like to see it more than what I'm seeing now, And granted, this is the last week of the year. We're going to start in bowl season, which technically we SEC after this game. I mean, at least that's how I look at it. But, man, I just wish we could have established that run all year because I feel like that Kansas game, the Oklahoma State game, granted we ran the ball well in those games, but just the fact that we didn't have an identity, and we still don't have an identity to this day when it comes to offense, would have helped us out in those games, in my opinion. And I'm just a fan watching it. I might not know what the hell I'm talking about, but makes sense to me. Let's put it that way. So let's go into the positives, okay? What's some positive things that we can get from this game? Overall, I mean, so from this game, the only positive that I can really think about is the fact that we won the game. Like, that was a game where we put our worst on the field. Defensively, offensively was not the best, but we came out with a road victory to be 9-2. Still got our spot in the Big 12 championship if we can, well, obviously we don't have a spot yet, and we don't know how, this week will play out. But, I mean, we didn't hurt ourselves when it comes to getting into the Big 12 championship. Positive. That's a great thing. I mean, and then not to mention, I always say this, but it's true. We went 6-7 last year. We lost 7 games last year, and now we only have 2 losses at this point. That is such a good thing, such a blessing, such a great thing to see, and that's something that you can lift your head up and you can be proud of with Team 129. Like, they completely flipped the script. And granted, the schedule did help, because who knows, if we were to play a tougher schedule, it might not look as good. But either way, you play who they put in front of you, and we have been winning these games. Although not dominating, we have been winning these games, which is something we couldn't say for last year. And, I mean, we're on the road to 10 wins. That's the best we can do. Obviously, we can go 11-2 when it comes to the bowl game, but we just talking about regular season. We're on the way to 10 wins. We got to go. We got to beat TCU this week. Short week. Friday, we go and handle business against TCU, then all we can do is just sit back, watch, see what Oklahoma State do, see what Texas does, see what Kansas State does. I think they're in it too. I don't know if Iowa State's in it. I don't know. But we just got to see what these teams do and hope for the best. Hope that, these teams that mess up get us in there. And that's all we can hope for. But first, we got to make sure we handle our business. And I believe we can do that. So, I mean, 7 minutes in, I mean, not too, like I said, this wasn't going to be too deep of a dive when it comes to the details, because at the end of the day, I don't think that I overreacted to anything I said last week. I mean, we played like ass, hot garbage last week, and we still came up with the dub, but we cannot do that this week. And again, I'm coming back tomorrow with my breakdown. Since the game is going to be a day early, I'm going to have to come a day early with it. So, look out for that TCU preview. I'm looking forward to giving it to you guys. I feel like, we can win, we can finish the season strong. And who knows? I mean, we could still be Big 12 champions at the end of the day. We just got to take care of our business. And 129 has shown us that they take care of business. Even though it's not consistent, even though we might have a lot of flaws, we went 6-7 last year. So what do you expect? You expect flaws, but you expect growth and development, and that's what we're seeing. We are seeing growth and development on that field week to week. Looking at last year, comparing it to this year, when we do an overview at the end of the year, looking at all the games, I might even break down each game, what we did good, what we did bad. But either way, it's going to be a night and day view of how we ended last year. And granted, BV had his freaking hands tied behind his back, feet shackled together, and we expected him to do a lot, which wasn't fair on our end. But at the end of the day, we understand why that is. We understand why, it didn't turn out in our favor last year. And this year, he's shown us that he can turn it around. And he doesn't have his guys yet. Man, the future is bright here at Oklahoma. Yes, we're going into the SEC. which everybody talks about how dominant the SEC is. Well, we know it's a top-heavy league, and the only difference is the top is very heavy. And we're going to be added to that list. I mean, we're going to be in there. So, I mean, I'm going off on a tangent, man. We're going on 10 minutes in this video. Let me end it off with positivity. Thank you guys for tuning in. What the Wednesday, episode 4. We're coming to the end of the year, y'all. So, I mean, I don't know what we're going to do after the season. I don't know how we're going to keep producing these videos. I don't know what topics we're going to cover throughout the off season. Obviously, recruiting is something that's going to be something that we can touch on. Any little updates that we might get, I'll be here to provide that, hopefully. Not hopefully, I'll be here to provide that. And heck, I might even put a poll out, or go deeper into the comments and let's have conversations with the comments or something like that. I don't know. Still got a lot to figure out for the channel. But if you're tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm praying for y'all. I hope y'all are praying for me like always. I love you. Thank you for the support. If this is your first time watching, like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna start saying that to every video, even though everybody knows that I don't really care if you like, share, or subscribe. I'm kind of doing this for fun, but anyways, it helps. So do all that. Be good to each other, man. Make somebody else's day today. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Of course, like I said, I'll be here tomorrow for Thanksgiving to give a little preview of the TCU game. I'm going to be running and gunning all day tomorrow when it comes to going to families and everything like that. So it might be a late upload. The light show might be on. Or it might be an early upload and I get it out the way in the morning. So either way, y'all gonna hear from me tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. That's all I can think of. I hope you guys are having a good day today. I hope you guys are made to have a good rest of your week, the rest of your year. Heck, just be safe out there. The world is a crazy place. Don't make it any crazier. Be the positive light in the world, and the world will return that favor to you. The world will recycle that to you, just like we're recycling these recruits in, these 5 stars, these 4 stars. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. And y'all know why I'm going off on a tangent. It's in my DNA. Bye.